Now, whenever you are creating your API, you should always use version control systems to commit and to make snapshots of your folder. Again, I'm targeting beginners, so that's why I should mention version control system. It is a program, I'm going to simply explain this. It is a program which gives you ability to take a snapshot of your folder whenever you want that, and you're going to have a list of snapshots, and then you can easily recover to any specific snapshot you are looking for. Since we created our Laravel project right now, I'm going to execute git init to initialize my folder into a Git project. If you don't know what is Git, you simply have to download this. As I mentioned, Git is a version control system. You have to download this and install on your operating system. It's going to be pretty straightforward. Again, if you're a Linux user, you are a little bit more advanced and you probably know how to download Git. If you are on Windows, on Mac, you simply can Google Git version control system, like Git space version control system VCS, and it's gonna open in the Google the very first link from the Git repository. Okay, sorry if you are not a beginner, so I just want to mention this. Okay, now I initialize the folder into a Git repository, and then I'm going to add everything, start tracking those files, and then I'm going to execute git commit -m, and -m basically is a flag to provide a message. Initial commit is my message. So now I took a very first snapshot of my folder, Laravel API course 2025. Okay, now I'm going to install API. And there are two ways to install API. First is to execute PHP Artisan install API, and second is to use Laravel Breeze, which is a starter kit package, which gives you ability to install Laravel API as well. But alongside with, there are going to be several crucial API endpoints, which is basically essential for every project, like the registration, login, password reset, and so on. So first, I'm going to execute PHP Artisan install API. And look at this. So it is going to update the composer JSON, and it's going to require Laravel Sanctum, which is the package for authentication using APIs. Okay, Laravel Sanctum is going to be installed. Then we have to type yes here and hit the enter, so that new migration file was added and the new migration file was executed, which created personal access tokens table in the database. And that's going to be crucial when we are about to implement API token based authentication. All right, so now we have the API. Okay, how do I know this? Let's open our brand new project, go inside routes, and we have a new file, api.php. In a brand new Laravel project, we don't have this new file, api.php, but you can see that the file is green, and we have U right here, which means that this is not tracked file, it is a new file added by the command we executed. Also, inside the version control system tab, we can see that the composer JSON was updated, Laravel Sanctum was installed. Inside app.php, now we have API inside the routing section, which is using that API PHP file. Inside Sanctum.php, this is a brand new file inside config folder, and that is solely related to Sanctum package, and that's the Sanctum configuration file, so we can leave this as it is. New migration file, which creates personal access tokens table. If you don't know what is migration, I'm going to explain this to you as well a little bit later, and we're going to create our first migration. So again, if you have any questions so far, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below. I'm trying to make this as beginner friendly as I can in a short period of time. I don't want to make this very long tutorial. And we have API PHP, as I mentioned, which is a brand new file, and inside this file we have a single route to get the authenticated user information, and it also has the middleware auth sanctum, which simply checks that only authenticated users will be able to send the request to get the authenticated user information, which will return the current user information from the request. Okay, so that's the changes that has been made inside the after the install API command, which is totally fine. There are minimal changes, nothing big, but I want to install Laravel Breeze. Or maybe we can install this a little bit later. Yeah, I'm going to do this a little bit later, but right now I'm going to focus on some basic stuff. Okay, I'm going to close this file, which is the file opened from the source control tree, and I'm going to actually open API PHP from routes, and I'm going to create my first Laravel API route. For this, we're going to use a route facade. Then we're going to listen into get method on this, and I'm going to define the route hello. Then I'm going to pass a function here, and from this function I want to return array, which will have message hello Laravel API. Of course, we need right here arrow, not colon. So this is it. Now let's open the browser and let's access to the following route, API/hello. We hit the enter and we see message hello Laravel API. So this is the JSON type response. Any route, whatever we define inside api.php folder, will be under API prefix in the URL. So we define hello, it is API hello. We have the user here, it is API user. So if we try to access API user, we're going to probably see an error, and that is because we have auth sanctum middleware attached to the following route. And what this auth sanctum middleware basically does, it checks if the user is not authenticated. Then if the application supports cookie-based authentication, then it tries to redirect you to the login page. But whenever we make the request to the following URL using REST API client like Postman, we're going to introduce Postman a little bit later, then we're going to see that it simply is not going to redirect you. It is going to give us the unauthorized error that the user is not authorized, and we're going to get the status code 401, which typically means